Hello everyone. Another Tuesday has rolled around and it's time for a terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Keensburg, Colorado. Today we're going to be making something that could be either Easter card, it could be a Happy Mother's Day card, it could be any sentiment that you actually wanted it. But I chose to do Easter blessings, and then I'm trying to get a head start, and I did a few Mother's Day cards. Time goes by so quickly, and before we know it, Easter will be here. So these are the cards that I made. This one is missing the little butterfly because I forgot to put it on. I do have another one made, so I will make sure I get that on there. For the Easter blessings, I used a retired stamp set for the inside because, to be honest with you, our new January to June mini only has a couple of Easter sets, and neither one of them reflect what I think Easter is all about. So in my card, my verse says, the greatest gift of Easter is He lives. And then I did a Mother's Day for someone who is wonderful in each and every way. So to get started with, here's what we're using. The products that we're using today, we are using the Daffodil Daydream stamp set and matching dies. This is in the January to June mini. It comes with several matching dies. We'll be using this one and the little butterflies. And here's the stamp set, and here's where I got the two Mother's Day or Easter blessings. And then we're using this small daffodil. We are also using, for the inside of our Easter card, this retired stamp set, which is Gift of Hope. And then we're using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. We'll be using the next to largest rectangle, and then this die right here for the sentiment. And I don't know what shape you would call that. So that's what we're using. So to get started, I think in our packet, you'll have your envelope. You will have a pale papaya base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. You'll have a basic, did I say this is pale papaya? I hope I didn't say basic black. This is pale papaya. Then you'll have a basic black piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. You will have a very vanilla piece for the inside layer, again 4 by 5 1/4. You'll have a small piece of very vanilla that we'll be stamping our daffodil on, and this one is about 2 3/4 by 4, just enough that you can get your stamping on. You have another piece of pale papaya. Sorry, for a minute I had a mental blank there for just a minute. And this again is just large enough to be able to fit your rectangle on. Okay, I think it's about 3 by 4, something like that. And then we have 2 pieces of designer series paper. This is from the Daffodil Afternoon. This is a pack of paper that was available for free in the celebration, so it is retired, but I have quite a bit that I need to use up. So this is 1 3/4 inches by 5 1/8, and this is 2 1/4 by 5 1/8, and this will be on the black layer on the front of your card. Starting off, I think we'll do all of our stamping first. So we'll be using this piece, and we have our inside greeting set up on our Stamparatus as usual. The ink colors that we're using today, there's just 2 of them. And I don't think I showed those to you, so we will be using the basic black memento and the pale papaya. We're also going to be using several blends for the coloring. We have pale papaya, pumpkin pie, we have flirty flamingo, we have granny apple green, and old olive, and these are all in the light shades. Okay, so to start off with, we will put our stamp set under here just to raise up our lid of our Stamparatus. We're stamping the words in black, and the little trellis design on the side is going to be in the pale papaya. And we will be rubbing those down with my Debbie tool. And we have a nice greeting there. Now we're also going to be doing our envelope with this little trellis design, and I did not want to take that off my Stamparatus because I'm doing several of these cards, and so I wanted to keep everything on there so I can do those. So I just have my envelope, and I made a little tick mark here so that I could just stamp it right from the Stamparatus onto the envelope. And I think I set this up correctly. Yep, I did. Okay. And our envelope is all decorated. Okay, we are done with that. Now, the only other thing that we need to stamp is our Easter blessings. So I have this piece of pale papaya that we're going to actually cut out with the rectangle die. But what we're going to do first is we're going to save a little cardstock and a little bit of cutting effort. We're going to take our Easter blessings. We're going to stamp this kind of in the middle, but it doesn't really matter because it's not going to show because we're going to cut it out. We'll close up our ink pad. We will pull out all the dies that we're going to be using. So here's the daffodil. Here are the two little butterfly pieces that I've already cut those out. But these are the two butterflies that I used. And then in our Stitch So Sweetly dies, we're using the next to the largest rectangle and this right here. Okay. So what you're going to do first of all is we're going to put this right here and kind of center that greeting so that we can cut it out. This will save us some of our cardstock. And like I said, we only have to run it through the stamping cut and emboss machine one time. And then we'll put our little rectangle there. And this is what we're going to be running through our die cut machine. And through the magic of video, I have already done that. So here's what you end up with. This is your greeting, and this is how your rectangle will look without having the very vanilla. So what I did is I took the rectangle, I took the little piece of, I don't think this is the right one, this is our stamping. I took the little piece of very vanilla that is in your envelope, and I just glued it onto this pale papaya rectangle. It looks like I have a little bit of stickiness on there, so I'll have to, see if I can get that off of there. Must have got a little bit too much glue on there. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now the next thing, and this is taken care of, we'll put our die back so we don't lose it, because I have been known to do that. Okay, so here is what we're going to stamp our daffodil on, and this is the image that we're stamping, and we're going to be doing some coloring. So we will ink this up. This is actually take 2 of this video. I had it all done, and for some reason the very last minute of my video cut out, and you got nothing, and it looked really weird because the card wasn't even finished yet. So I decided, okay, I have to do it over. So there's that. I'm going to close my pale papaya ink pad so we have no accidents. Okay, so I'm going to try and make sure this is good and dry. You use the Memento ink whenever you're going to be coloring with blends, because the blends react to other types of ink pads and they will smear all over. So we're going to take the pale papaya, and again, you know, the this is a tight one. These have 2 different points, the brush tip and the billet point. Today we're going to be using the brush. You want to make sure you always get the lid on and click it, because they are alcohol and they will dry out pretty quickly. So we're just going to take our pale papaya and color around our image here. And I apologize, my eye is still a little bit weird, so I probably won't get this as nice as it should be, but I'm going to give you the idea. You'll know what we're doing when we get done. Okay? So there's that. I'm going to take the light pumpkin pie, and I want to put a little bit of accent and a little bit of depth to this card. So I'm going to color it in the middle, and then I'm just going to kind of go down the shading marks that the Stampin' Up! Artist has put on this flower, just to give it a little bit of depth. Okay, and then I'll take this pale papaya back again and just kind of blend this up a little bit. Just kind of makes it smooth and gets rid of any harsh lines. You can spend a lot of time doing this, and sometimes I do, but not for the sake of the video. Okay, then we're going to take the light Flirty Flamingo, and if you notice on the Designer Series paper, all the daffodils have a little pink rim around them, and that's what I'm going to try to do. And I would normally use my bullet tip, but on this one I've used it so much it's almost out. So I'm just going to go around the edges here with my Flirty Flamingo and get this all, get this all down so we can have that little bit of a rim around it. Okay, that takes care of those two colors. Now I'm going to take the light Granny Apple Green, and that's how we're going to do our leaves. And I am using the bullet point on this because it's a little bit more detailed stamping. I'm sorry, a little more smaller image, so I like to have a little better control. I always use the brush in on larger images, but on this one, not so much. So we're just going to get that done. This is a nice, if you like to color, this is kind of fun because it's not a ton and you're not doing a lot of intricate lines. Just gives you a chance to do a little bit of coloring. And then down here. Okay, and then we'll take the light Old Olive, and I'm doing this because it's a little bit darker, and I just want to do some shadows wherever I think that there might be a shadow on this flower, like at the bottoms of the stem and at the top and up here where this bends, and maybe up here a little bit and down here. I'm not going to do a whole lot just for the sake of the video so that we can get this done. And then I'll just take this and kind of blend out the edges. I don't think I got very close to the edge. My eye is, like I think I've told you all, I had my cataract surgery on my left eye actually about a week and a half ago. It'll be 2 weeks this Friday because I'm getting my right eye done on Friday. They did do a lot for my far vision, but I haven't had any correction to my near vision, so I get a little, things that are up close are a little bit more difficult. Okay, now we're going to take our, what did I do with my die? I'm really bad about laying dies around, and I shouldn't even take them off until oh, there it is. I put it back on the sheet. Okay, so here's our die. We're going to take this and line it up on our image, kind of close. These don't leave a lot of border on the outside edge, okay? We'll take our mini Stampin' and Emboss machine. We'll take our #1 platform and one of our #2s. We will lay our die cut piece on here. We'll put the other #2 on the top, and I'm going to have to turn this a little bit so I can run it through. And we will run this through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. It's nice to use the mini. It's small and it fits right on my table. I don't do it often, but it's nice to have it when I want to do that. Okay. And we'll take this out, cut it right out, and put our machine away. Okay, so let's see. I think I have everything stamped, pretty much everything cut. So we will now start putting things together. We'll take our inside piece, use our Stamp and Seal, My husband's been outside all day today. We have started our calving season, and we had a calf who actually had twins. However, she's not being a nice mama, and one of them seems to be accepting it, but not the other one. So he's had to be out there all day trying to get that second one to be able to eat. Mom doesn't want anything to do with her. They put mom in the chute and tried to let the baby suck. The chute has a thing that you put down on the side. Well, mom said no. So now they're trying to get her bottle fed just to get her enough strength so that the calf can try and suck. And mom was just beating it around, knocking it down and throwing it against the fence, and just almost like she wanted to kill it. So we hopefully will be able to save it, but it's sometimes hard for twins. She has plenty of milk to feed twins, but we just got to get her to where she'll accept the calf. The other one she's taking okay, but so it's a hard job, and it takes a lot of time, and he's been out in this wind. It's been a nice day, but the wind has been miserable and cold. Okay, so we're taking the designer series paper, putting it on the basic black. You just have a real thin border there, so we'll take both pieces. This is a directional pattern, so we want to make sure that we have our daffodils going up and not down. We don't want them upside down. And once again, I use the green cap glue just because it lets me move things around a little bit. And we will put this on here. Again, trying to get it as straight as I can. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal. And we'll get this on the front. Put this on the front of our card. And you do have a little bit bigger border on this piece. So we'll put it on there. Rub it down so that it's stuck. We will take this smaller rectangle with the Berh Vanilla in the middle, and we'll put some glue around it. And we will stick it on here. If you have your plaid piece on straight, you can kind of use the lines on that to line up. I'm not sure if I do, but we're going to use them anyway. And get that. Whoops. I'm not going to move it around, however. Doggone. Now I got glue everywhere. Let's try this again. Okay. Sometimes that's the nice thing about the green glue, you can wiggle it around. And now it's gotten dirty, but I'll clean that up. And so we'll just push this a little bit and get it down. I hope that's glue and I can get that off. If not, we may have a bit of a mess here. Okay. All right, so now for our images, we are going to put, oops, hold on. Come on, I can't even pick it up. We're going to put, golly, I lost my little butterflies, didn't I? Are they still in my envelope? No, they're not. I must have dropped them out somewhere, so we'll have to do the butterflies. I'll have to put them on later, but it's just the two little dies that I cut out, and then I did this one in the pink and this in the pale papaya, and you just stick the pink on top of it, and you end up with this. But I'm sorry, I have no idea where mine went, so we'll just carry forward without them. So we're going to take some dimensionals, and we're going to put some dimensionals on our daffodil. As you can see, when you paint with the blends, it does bleed through, but it doesn't hurt a thing because nobody sees that. And I'm going to put another big one down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to use a couple of small ones on the kind of upper part of this to make sure. I just don't like it when the envelope, you try to put it in the envelope and then the envelope tears off or catches on the focal point. So we're going to take these off. Come on. Get off of there, little one. There you go. And we will put this, and I might be able to cover up some of that blotchy stuff with my flower. We'll put that right there. We're going to put a couple more dimensionals on our greeting. Take that off. Sorry, this video is a little bit longer than normal, but that's what happens when you color. And then this I'm just going to put down here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done with this card, with the exception of the butterfly. And I might use the butterfly to cover up that little bit there, and then nobody will even see that. And if I had it, I would certainly put it on, but obviously I do not have it. So here we go. Here's the one I made. Here's our sample, and this is actually the Mother's Day one, but it does have the butterfly on it. And I did the envelopes the same on both of them. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.